Hi, my lovely. So finally answering all your questions. I got way too many questions, and I remember telling in my stories I'm going to be answering these questions in a Q&A. We have very interesting questions, also very funny questions. So I believe we're going to have lots of fun. I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to dive right in. Okay. So first question, someone says, oh, that's kind. That's not even a question. She says, hi dear, I love your videos and you're doing a great job. I appreciate that. It really makes me so happy and shows me this journey is worthwhile. Second question, I'm going to try and read them in the same order. Some questions I won't read because they're similar to other questions, right? So if you don't hear your question, just know probably answered your question through someone else's question. Oh my God, does it even make sense? Number two, someone says, question on career, like for immigrant nurses and tests, that's one should I take? So if you're going to come to Germany or Europe as a nurse, there's basically no test that you're required to make. Well, you'll need your qualifications to be verified, like that you prove you're a qualified nurse. And once you get here, depending on the kind of level and standard you have, you'll go through some kind of training. So basically, there's no test that you have to prove. Well, for the language would be advantageous, but like I told you, we have a new law. So for next year, you're not really going to be required to show proof of the language before getting a visa. But definitely when you come here and you want to work in the system, it's no brainer. You have to learn the language. But it makes the whole process easier because most people were finding it difficult, to first learn the language and then apply for the visa. When you're here, it's more practical. You have chances of, practicing it by speaking it on a daily basis. So definitely that's an advantage. You can see I'm speaking way too fast. I'm going to try and slow down, but the questions are too many and I just want to do a part one only. I don't want to do part one and part two. Someone says about answering some questions that apply on Schengen visa, Italy to be specific. So again, you've answered yourself. Schengen visa, Italy falls under Schengen. So the requirements are basically always the same, like in all the videos that I've shared before. If you've not watched all my videos as regards immigration relocation, I have a playlist called Germany Relocation etc. So you go to that playlist, you'll have all your questions truly answered. Well, it also depends on the kind of visa you're going to apply for, and I address every specific visa requirements in all the videos that I did. So you have to check out my videos. Someone says, must I go to Goethe Institute in Kenya to get a visa to go to Germany as an au pair? Yes, as an au pair, you definitely need the German language, at least an A1, and that's the easiest. Like in the English language, it's like being able to say, how are you? My name is, asking for directions, being able to say you're ill or something like that. So for an au pair, you're going to need the language because you're going to be working with the family, you're going to be working with children that are going to school, and some of your duties as an au pair is to, like maybe do homework with the kids, go to the playground with them. So it makes more sense that you need to be able to speak even just the basics, Advantage is you don't have to be perfect. When you get to Germany, one of the requirements of you staying in Germany as an au pair, you have to continue going for lessons, and they're paid for. So that is also like a plus for you for any future plans that you might have. I love these questions. There are way too many, but I'm loving them. And by the way, like I said, if I answer your question here, because this is a Q&A, I'm not going to go very, very deep. But most of the questions, I've answered them in my videos before. But if you have the feeling I've not really answered your question like you would have wanted, or you still have some questions, my DMs are always open. I'm Rooshoff on all socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. So just drop me a DM and I'll definitely get back to you. Mambo, hope you have seen what I do. Nilisoma German language, had to be one, but sijapata any opportunity. Well, congratulations and kudos to you that you've learned the language up to B1. That's amazing. That would be even for skilled workers if someone is going to come to German as a skilled worker. But then you have to go and watch my video where I talk about the German green card, that is the Chancen card. The law has been put into place starting November roughly. People can even start taking advantage of this opportunity. So if you have a B1 and you have any qualifications, I would advise you right now to start working on your CV, to start getting your paperwork together, recommendations, certificates of the kind of jobs that you've done and everything, and your qualifications, and then preferably start applying for jobs, maybe like November, December. That means you're giving yourself room, you know, once the companies get back to you, call you for interviews, so that if you're lucky, which I'm sure you'll be, you can start maybe your relocation process Feb, March, around there. And if you need websites and links for job applications, in that video where I talk about the green card, in the comment section, it's pinned right at the top. I put all the websites and the links and everything. And of course, again, for any further questions, just DM me. But opportunities will always be there. You just have to be proactive, and God's timing is not our timing, but the time always comes. Someone just says, hey, I don't like those messages. For those people who hit my DM and go like, hey, hi, really the maximum I can do, and that's like when I'm really in a good mood, I just leave a like. But I feel it's a time waster. I know it's kind and sweet of you, but what does hey mean? So should I say hey back and you say hi and hey? Doesn't make sense. So just always go to the point, and we can have a chit chat, even if you just want to know how I'm doing. So never send just a hey. It's too, I don't like it. Oh, I love this one. My boyfriend and I are looking for what visa we can apply for him to join, for me to join him in Germany. We're not married. If you're married, that would be the easiest, so maybe you get married. No, never get married just for a visa. But anyway, if you're truly in love and you have a future together, the easiest way for a visa would be for you to get married, and then you'd get the family reunion visa. Second easiest option, if you're still in the dating process, of course you could apply for a visa. Requirements, I have a video about that. Just go to my playlist. Some of them is like his financial status. He has to be able to finance for you for the time you stay in Germany. He has to be able to get you the health insurance for the time that you'll be in Germany. And I feel that's like the easiest type of visa to get, for as long as he can fulfill the requirements. He has to send you an invitation letter, you know, original copy. He has to go to the Ausländerbehörde, that is what we call the immigration office, and fill out those forms where they get to see like he has enough finances like to take care of you. And he doesn't have to be rich. You know, some people think, oh my God, he's just a student and he's not rich. He doesn't have to be rich, but he must have, most important, for example, he doesn't depend on the social services. That means someone who's not getting like has fear or something like that. So yes, that is the easiest visa. And of course, if you get married, that is like, you know, a blink of an eye, you get your visa. And of course, congratulations on your love, and wish you all the best. Hello, my dear. This one cracked my ribs, and I get lots of this. Oh my God. So this person goes like, we've been chatting like back and forth, and she goes like, I want to talk about the man who doesn't shave. So those of you who are interested in dating white men, and I'm not saying that's just white men, but okay, let me first read the comment. I don't even know if he's serious, you know. So I'll go back to the conversation and tell you what this conversation was about. So this lady contacted me. She's dating a guy from Switzerland, and everything seems to be fine, but she told me in the video call he has like lots of hair under his armpits, and she doesn't like that. If you grew up in Africa, you know that we're very hygienic. And for example, like white people, not all of them, but many men actually, not just white men, they always let their bushes grow out. I also find it disgusting. Not that I'm judging, I mean it's okay, but for example, I'm someone who shaves like completely. I don't like having no hairs anywhere besides my head. Too much information, right? Anyhow, so she told me that is something that really irritates her. She told him to shave, but he doesn't get it, and she's like, maybe he's dirty. I told her no, having those hairs, actually biologically it's healthy. These hairs, we have them to purify our system, like when we sweat. And then in this cold country, for example, when I moved to Europe, I started getting hairs on my legs. I never used to shave my legs before, but now I shave my legs, and being someone that has lots of hair, like they grow, but it's the body trying to protect me. Like when it's cold season in the winter, the hair is there like to protect me, you know, like the animals. So it has a function and a use why it's there. Actually too much shaving, and you know, like shaving all the time can even cause infections. So everything that we have on our body has a purpose. It doesn't necessarily mean someone is dirty. So my advice would be, finding a middle ground, finding a compromise and telling him, babe, would you maybe consider trimming your armpit hair? Jesus Christ. What is even keeping the bush? Or does he want to go hunting in his armpits or what? I'm just kidding. Don't take me seriously. So yeah, but that would be the way to go around that, find a compromise, because I believe in a relationship, you shouldn't try to change someone. And having hair under your armpits doesn't mean you're dirty per se, unless it's really dirty. Then you have to tell him, babe, your hygiene is lacking, you know. But since you're just at the beginning of the relationship, you're even still in a long distance relationship, just be easy on him, okay? Watch him and see if that is something that you can work with or not. I have a video about that, you know, what to consider when you're dating someone. Those are some of the things that you have to keep in mind and ask yourself, is it something I can live with or not? Are those compromises that I can make or not? Okay. I hope I answered the question. If not, just in the comment section. And anyone who is you know, if you've ever been through something like that, I have many, but I of course won't be repeating all of them, but just share your experiences with us. If you've ever dated someone weird or something that really turned you off, I would really like to know. Someone says, hey Rushoff, so I need some advice from you. I happen to be chatting with this guy. He's a Swiss guy, but I don't get him. So when we chat, we do video calls and talk twice a day. That's lovely. He says he loves me, but I'm also confused whether to cut off the communication because she said he's very, how do I put it? You know, some people who are unpredictable, unreliable, unsporadic, it sounds like love bombing. 1 week he's amazing, calling you twice a day, video calling, sending you messages, and then the next week he's acting really strange and I'm busy and blah, blah, blah. My tip would be watch him. That's a red flag. Most likely, guys, I've told you, online dating is amazing, but it's also complicated. You have to be really smart, because there's some people who are on online dating just to get reassurance, just to check out if they are still, you know, like hot, if they're still desired. Some are there to cheat on their wives. Unfortunately, I've had a case like that where they'd been chatting. This is weird. And then one time she called this guy, you know, they had a date, and who picked the video call? His wife. I think she had known all along that he's cheating, and so she got his phone from him. And then, lucky enough, she didn't like abuse or anything. She told her, leave my husband alone, blah, 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 which I find cheap. I'm sorry. But if I really, really like got evidence, had evidence, my husband's girlfriend calls him, I would just say, you can have him. What am I doing with such a loser, to be honest? Because even if you tell a girl, leave my husband alone, he's still gonna cheat on you. He has no respect, he even has no love in him left, you know. So I would just say, oh, I'm his wife, soon to be ex-wife, you can have him. Let me give him the phone and you can go on and chat. Honestly, but a good thing she also ended it with him, because someone who cheats on you with his wife will definitely cheat on you too. Make sure to check out my dating playlist. Okay, next question is, hello, good evening. I hope this finds you well. I've landed on your socials and I'm inspired because I've been wanting to relocate from Africa for quite a while. I'm 23 years old with a procurement and supply chain management degree, but currently working a content moderator job in Kenya. I would like to relocate to Europe or USA or Canada, but preferably Europe, because it's more opportunities. I know some I know some basic German, but I don't know if that helps. Please assist me with what you think would be the best option for me to relocate. I'm really tired of Africa. This is sad. But yeah, choices. Everyone is free to make their own choices. But I think the tired bit of Africa is that most professionals, most graduates, unfortunately, don't get the opportunities to find jobs, which is very sad. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of the day. So this goes back to qualified workers. This is a qualified person. If you're a qualified worker, go to my playlist, like I said, which is titled German Relocation. I have all tips, writing CVs. I think I've not yet done a video about how to go through an interview. I'll do that very soon. But if you're a qualified worker, again, like I said, go to my playlist. You have a big opportunity now, like I told you, through the new law. Make your CV, prepare everything, and apply for jobs. It's as simple as that. Once you get interviews, I've told you, I've taken through some clients through online interviews. They're normally done on Zoom. Some of them have already relocated, they got their jobs and they started working. I got 2 clients coming in last week also. So just take the steps, be proactive, like I always say. Don't just procrastinate. Don't just say, oh my God, my life is over. Oh my God, Africa sucks. Oh my God, I'm jobless. Do something about it. And by sending me this question, that is also a form of action. You're being proactive. So definitely work on your CV, start applying for jobs. Jesus Christ, I shared the links, the websites in my video comments, and it's pinned. So just go there and apply for jobs. Hi Rushoff, kindly send me a link to the best dating apps. Can't find it. Okay, I shared that in my stories, but again, like I said, we have different playlists. If you want information about dating and everything all around dating, I have a playlist titled Dating. So you just click on the playlist and you watch all the videos. What's not the right age to come to Europe? That's a good question. If you are coming, for example, through a family reunion visa, like maybe you fall in love, I'm 60 years, I meet the love of my life in Germany, he's 60, 65, it's never too old to relocate. But if you're thinking of relocating to Germany, for example, to hustle for a better future, for work, I would say there's a limit. Europe is tough. Europe is not as easy as we think. Africa is a very beautiful country with amazing weather, with good food and lifestyle. And so at a certain age, it's not really worth it, like to think of, oh, let me move to Europe and hustle. So it's tough to say, but I would say maybe 50 would be the maximum, unless of course you are an expatriate. You know, if you are an expatriate, you can always relocate at any time. But if you're someone who has been in Africa, things have not been working, wherever you are, it doesn't have to be Africa. I have clients in Mexico, Thailand, Saudi Arabia, China, Korea. So wherever you are, if you're maybe 50 plus and you're jobless, let's say, I think for you to start hustling in Europe at 50 is a bit too late. If you are very highly educated, you're a doctor, you're nursing, there's some fields where you're never too old, you can always give it a try. But I think 50 plus would be a bit tricky. And when I think about our weather and the kind of lifestyle, I have a video about the hustles of life in Germany, in diaspora, that people never talk about. You should watch that. So you really have to weigh the pros and cons. I can't say I'll put a limit for you, but I'll say 50 plus should be really an age where you reconsider this decision very, very deeply. But also it goes against what kind of reason is making you move to Europe. So the decision at the end of the day lies in your hands. My question is, do you know about German opportunity card? Because I saw it on YouTube with someone talking about opportunity, I want to look at Germany after seeing that video, blah, blah, blah. But I want to ask you about it if you know it and you advise me. So this person here is actually one of my subscribers, one of our Russo family members on YouTube. But again, like I said, please, when you subscribe to our channel, make sure to turn on the notifications. You see this sign that is like a bell on my channel? Make sure you click on it. I absolutely have no idea what's happening with the YouTube algorithm, actually on all socials. You know, like you have people who are part of your family, followers, subscribers, but they never get notified. So make sure you turn on that button, and every time I post a video, you get notified. So this person asked the question 2 days ago, but I actually posted about this video 1 month ago. I was one of the first people to post this video because I get first-hand information, you know. So that is the video where I'm talking about the green card. That is the Schanzen card. I even explained more. I talked about the blue card and so on. So you have to watch it, okay? But most important, if you're part of our family, make sure to always, when you subscribe, turn on the notifications so you'll never miss out on anything. I have a German man. I live in Dubai. But what's the easiest way to relocate? Oh, that's actually a similar question. You either get married, relocation, if you're really thinking relocation and not just visiting, the easiest way is getting married. You could get married customary, that is what we call our traditional weddings, or by civil law. And when you move to Germany, you go on with the process, because once you get here, you also have to make the marriage acceptable in our system. But I believe that's the easiest way. So that would be like a family reunion visa. Another question, dear. Right now I'm in Saudi Arabia, but next year I'll go back to Uganda. Can I start preparing my CV? Where can I write CV? It's on links you give us in comment section. So a CV is a form of document that shows your, like, talks about you, who you are, your address. Of course, that is something that you send when you apply for a job, so you have to put your contacts so they're able to contact you. Then it talks about your qualifications, what you're good at, what you've studied, what work experience you have. So that is something that you write for yourself. I have a video about that, giving you step-by-step guidance on how to do it. I always advise people to save it on a flash disk, depending on the circumstances, on your computer, on your phone, but save it somewhere that you can always access it very easily. Because when you're applying for jobs, I would advise you to apply for more than 1 or 2, 3 or 4 jobs, you know. So you always use the same CV. Important also is to write a cover letter. I think I also have a video about that. A cover letter, you can always adjust it depending on the job you apply for. Because if I'm applying for a job as a waitress, I can't use the same cover letter for a job as, let's say, an air hostess. So you have to readjust it a little bit and give them a reason why actually you're good for that job. So that's the CV. Oh my god, if you still okay, hair resolve, I'm Ugandan who's interested in getting jobs in the UK, US and Canada. Again, all the information, just hit my German relocation playlist and get all the answers you need. In the most recent video, which is the green card video, we have links and websites where you can apply for the jobs. For the au pair visa, it's also under the relocation playlist. I also give you contacts where you can apply and put your CV for the au pair visa jobs. And then we also have people want to come for study, for internships. I also shared links and contacts where you can apply for all that. How does it make you feel? Oh, this is so sweet. How does it make you feel to travel all around the world with your 2 loves, aka your 2 sons? This leaves me speechless. How does it make me feel? Grateful, thankful, favored, lucky. A little bit of a story. I've always known from the time I was very, very little